What's up, guys? Adam here with the Ackleberry, and I think it's about time I talk to you guys about my Pungo Blues. That's what I'm going to title this, Pungo Blues. This is a Wilderness Systems Pungo 140. You can see that indicated here on the side of the kayak. Now, I bought this last month, and I paid somewhere around, I think it was $800, and they called it a closeout sale because of the color. And this is like a cherry red type of color, and I don't see that Wilderness Systems really sells that much anymore. They've moved on to some of the cooler colors, like the blues and grays. I think they call midnight or something like that. But anyway, so I got this at a pretty good deal. The only problem with the listing is that it had like star, and it said first quality. I'm not really sure what that meant, but when we looked it up on the internet, it says that it means that it's not one of the second quality. It's not one that they sell for a cheaper price because it fits in their specs, but it's not optimal. But anyways, here's the deal, guys. I really wanted to like this Pungo. I was excited to get it. I couldn't wait for it to come in, but when it did, and since I've taken it out 2 times, I have to admit that I don't like it. And the thing, it makes this video real hard to make because I don't like bashing products. I'm not into that, but I just don't like the Wilderness Systems Pungo 140, and I don't think I would like the Pungo 120 either, or even the 100 or whatever it is. I don't think so. I'm going to tell you why here in just a second. Now, of course, this Pungo has, the nice molded handles, which is great. You find that on many things. You would expect that from Wilderness Systems. Has a very nice Orbix hatch with some two nice little levers here, and it's kind of difficult to open, but it stays on a nice hinge, which is really neat. You can kind of see the grid, the way they build this with this grid under here, which makes it very strong. Here's your little latches. Seems to be built well. Of course, it's plastic. This black lining that you see right here on the side part, see if I can get real close. Yeah, this plastic right here is rubberish, so it does seal this. So this is supposed to be a dried compartment. Let me dip you guys down in there, cockeyed. That you see up in there is a foam bulkhead, and it's got some sealant around it as well. And that's supposed to keep this pretty dry. I think it works well, but honestly, I haven't dumped it underwater to tell. It can be difficult to latch. Like on this side, it's hard to pull. You have to press down hard and then get him to close up. And it looks like they even have holes there, so you could put a lock through, I guess, if you're really concerned about people getting your stuff. Just a little bit of deck bungee cord there. One of their main bragging points is their, I think it's called Air Pro Phase 3 seat, and I'm gonna have to say that I don't see what the bragging's about. Let's be honest. The backrest, gosh, not a big deal. The backrest here is not a big deal. I mean, it is kind of a mesh that has some Swiss cheese like foam under there, so it does allow it to breathe through your back. And I mean, that's cool. That's a good idea and everything. The seat does go up and down. It is adjustable like that, and the front part even will adjust up and down for you, so you can kind of pull it to tighten up under your thighs a little bit, which I've tried that and it does make it pretty comfortable. And some of that's done by pulling this handle, and they're usually marked on there what that's going to do for you, or pinching these guys in to release that. You pull this to make an adjustment, or you push that lever in to release that. Whatever that one does. That one is looks like it makes the back go up and down. It's got a nice little mesh pocket, so the idea is good behind this seat, but I'm just going to tell you, the seat's not comfortable. I was out today for less than 30 minutes, and my rear was hurting, and my back was hurting. Well, let's see why. The foam we have here is about that thick, okay? And then you're sitting on hard plastic. Well, that thick's not going to hold nothing. It's not going to give very much cushion before all you're feeling is that hard plastic underneath there. So I think that was an absolute fail from Wilderness Systems. I have a Ascend kayak that has a seat that actually sits up off the bottom of the kayak, and so it allows maximum cushion, I think, because it never touches hard surface ever. But it's a great idea. I certainly would not say that it is the best or the most comfortable in the industry. You've got your thigh pads, which is kind of common. You would expect that from Wilderness Systems. A very nice console that has like a waterproof sealed hatch here as well. That I've got some, a little knife and some protein bar stuck in. But there's the little rubber ring that goes around it that causes it to seal quite well. The hatch the console is removable, which is kind of neat if you don't want it, and kind of exposes that huge, I'm stepping on my tripod, that huge opening for a cockpit. Let's bring it in here and let you see the pedals. You can see the pedals and on up in there for the front bulkhead, foam bulkhead. The pedals are kind of neat, have these neat little levers that allow you to make adjustments if you want to, and pull it in and out, which is kind of neat. Helps if you want to make a quick adjustment on the water. This Pungo says it holds up to 350 pounds, so that's good if you want to carry a lot of weight in there. You can see that the sticker here is way off centered. Is that a big deal? No, but it does kind of show me what the attention to detail was. Here's the front hatch. You can see that right off the bat here has gotten dinged, and I don't know on the camera because it's so sunny out here if you guys can see how pitted that is all across this boat. All these little holes on here. I don't think, like my Ascend, I have two Ascends and neither one of them have that pitting. Now I did look that up on the internet and they said that was okay, so whatever. Here's the bottom of the boat. She's already taken a couple scratches on her, which is expected, but it has held up pretty well. But you see that the boat has this main, I think you call that a keel, and then it's got a chine here, and a chine here, and then even one further here on the side, and one on, I don't know, see, this side. And, the boat, since it has this middle keel right here, that sticks up. The thing about it is when I get this guy into the water, he tips either onto this keel, onto that one, and to me makes it feel what people would call tippy. Now I know it's not going to dump me into the water, but it gives me that feeling. I know it's not going to dump me into the water, but it gives me that feeling like if you sit back too far in your recliner, or you just about fall asleep and all of a sudden you get that shake or something like that. It gives you that quick scare or whatever, and that's what that does to me. Whereas like my Ascend one, it's got more pontoon bottoms. You've probably seen the review. If not, you might want to check that out. So when you get in it, it sits a little more stable on water. Now again, I don't believe it's not going to tip me over into the water, but constantly having that weird side to side feeling that's kind of about what it feels like. It's just not comfortable. That mixed with the fact that I don't think it tracks straight. I had complained about that when I first got this and took it out on my outing, but I thought maybe it was just kind of in my head. And so I took it out again today, and it did that same thing. It's weird because I'd paddle left, hard on the left, and it would turn me to the right, but then it would creep back and keep going left. And I thought that is super, super strange. The other thing that I personally found about the boat is that I found it difficult to turn it. Now I am used to a 10-footer, and so taking on a 14-footer, maybe that's why I'm not an expert in kayaks and stuff, but that's just kind of what I felt was happening. So, all in all, I couldn't recommend the Kayak personally for me, just because the seat was extremely uncomfortable for the reasons I gave you before. The tracking didn't seem to be on. It wasn't comfortable like that. Paddling didn't seem any easier than it would with my 10-footer. And what else am I trying to say here? The fact that it felt tippy, if you will, side to side, just kept giving me that feeling of being uneasy. Just can't say I like the boat. It's not for me. In fact, it's on sale now. That's the way it's going to be. Now I got a lot of pictures coming up that I'm probably going to put on here for you guys to kind of see a lot more up close. But I did want to give you this video, version of it, so we can kind of do the walk around, and so I can kind of point out some of the features of it, some of the things that are supposed to stand out that didn't sell it to me. And again, I really wanted to like this boat. I feel like I paid a lot of money for it, but I don't think I got what I paid for. And so now I'm back looking again. So if you guys are looking down this keel part here, this is the nose. Does that look, I'm trying to get the shadow in there, does that look straight to you guys? Does that look like it's off? Maybe it's just something mental for me, but the fact that it keeps tracking left, oh, it just bothers me. I couldn't get over it, couldn't get past it. Guys, one of the things about this is even though this is a Wilderness Systems, nothing about this boat impressed me over the Ascend, which is a much cheaper model, and so I guess was supposed to be less quality. I didn't think so. So nothing about this actually showed me that it was worth more money. I mean, it floated. It didn't leak on me. Things that you would expect from any kayak you bought. Now, I know Wilderness Systems makes a lot of different models, and a lot of, different models may be like they have the Aspire and things, and maybe they aren't like this, or maybe I just got one, from a bad batch. It was interesting because the people I bought it from demanded, of course, that I open this up and look at it and check for damage before I, signed the delivery report, which I did, and the next line it said that they were having, unfortunately, finding more damage with their boats, a lot of which couldn't be found when they got the boat, and weren't found until after they were unwrapped. Now, one positive thing I could say about the Wilderness Systems with this boat, if there's a proper way to wrap your kayaks, they know it. This bad boy came in, it was like a paper bag, that brown wrapping paper from head to toe, but it was a thick, almost cardboardish type of wrapping. The ends were wrapped well, and it was completely wrapped in plastic, good strong plastic and stuff. And so they definitely did that right. They have the wrapping down, which should make people feel confident that in shipping it's not going to get scratched. So something would have to happen either at the factory or after you got it home and stuff. And unfortunately, I did sign the delivery report because when I checked it over, I didn't see any issues, but I did find that one of the little hooks on the seat were broke off, and it did have a lot of that pitting in it and things like that. So, but that's things I didn't notice at the time. So, no biggie.